The big red truck. Jack jumped out of bed early one morning, very, very early. Hop back into bed, smiled Mother when she saw him. Jack wanted to please Mother, but he could not stay in bed, not on a morning like this. Come on, Whiskers, come on, he called to his little dog. Do you know what day this is? Then he ran out of the door and in again, out and in, out and in. He looked up the road and down. Do you remember what the little dog's name was?
Whiskers.
Right. One man jumped down from the back of the truck. Another jumped down from the seat. Hello, farmer boy, they called to Jack. Did the rooster get you out of bed this morning? Then they went into the house. It did not take them long to get to work. One man was Andrew, and the other man was called Red. What was the name of the animal that got him out of bed that morning?
Rooster.
By and by another man came to help them out. His name was Mac. He was the one Jack liked best. He was so big and jolly. I have to be big to carry out beds and things, laughed Mac. Come on, farmer boy, get to work. You can carry out that red wagon. What was the name of the man that Jack liked best?
Mac.
Mac, yes. Jack took out his box of toys. He took out 4 big baskets that he saw by the door. Then he took out his new red sled. I may want this next winter, he said to Mac. Right you are, said Mac. How can there be a hilltop farm without without a hill? I am coming out to go coasting. That was the end of that story. Do you know the name of the farm?
Hilltop.
Hilltop Farm. Goodbye, Jack. Alice saw the big red truck by Jack's house. A truck, she called to Jerry. Jack is going to move today. Then down the hill she flew. Jerry followed, and Jip came too. Oh, Jack, said Alice, we do not want you to move away. But I want to move, said Jack, and I am going to move too, right this very morning. Father is down at the farm now. When I grow up, said Jerry, I want to be a farmer too. My farm will be right next to you. Will you have a pony on your farm? Asked Alice. Yes, said Jack. How you talk. Come to see me some day. Then you can have a ride. Maybe we could go today, Alice went on. Maybe we could ride in the truck. No, no, not today, said Mother. What kind of an animal were they thinking that Jack might have on his new farm?
A pony.
A pony, right. Before long, everything in the house was in the truck. How funny the house looked. Not a bed, not a box, not one thing was in the house now. Mac and Andrew and Red had a little more work to do, so Jack ran to say goodbye to all his old friends. Goodbye, goodbye, he called to all the boys and girls. Come to see me, he said to Mr. Carl and the toy mender. I will come back some day to help you, he said to Mr. Green. Say goodbye to Pauline for me. Then he ran home again. He got there just in time. Good news, Jack, called Mother. Mac is going with the truck to the farm. He wants you to ride with him. So climb up on the seat. What fun, cried Jack. Up he climbed onto the seat. Whiskers jumped up too. Did they let Jack ride in the truck?
Yes.
On the road to Hilltop Farm, the big red truck rolled down the road and out of town. It was a lovely summer morning. The sun was shining, and birds sang in the trees. Max sang one jolly tune and then another. Jack talked and talked as the truck went on and on. You see how it is, Mac, said Jack, looking up at him. You are a man, and this is your truck, so you can move me away out to Hilltop Farm. Someday when I am big, I am going to have a truck too. Then I will move you. Is that so? Laughed Mac. What do you know about that? I will be looking for you. Before long the truck was going down a lovely country road. There were big trees on one side of the road. There were big trees on the other side too. Where were the big trees?
On both sides of the road.
On both sides of the road. Once some cows crossed the road. 2 wild brown rabbits ran in front of them. A farm boy went by in a big farm wagon. Someday I will be doing that, said Jack, turning around to look. There will be a wagon just like that on Hilltop Farm. It was not long until they came to a little country town. See that store, Mac, said Jack. I will sell eggs in a store just like that. Maybe I will sell apples and pears too. What did he want to sell to the store?
Apples and pears.
And also
Eggs.
some eggs. Yes. Now the road started to go uphill and down. There were no more trees by the roadside. All Jack could see were green fields that went on and on and on until they came to the blue sky. Now and then he saw a farmhouse with big red barns. Farmers were at work in the fields. Now the road ran by the banks of a sleepy little river. Big trees looked down over the water. There was a picnic party under the trees. Mac and Jack and Whiskers climbed down from the truck. Mac opened the big basket Mother had put under the seat. Look, Mac, look, cried Jack. I saw a fish jump right up out of the river. If there is a river at my farm, I can catch fish. I will go fishing tomorrow. Can you catch fish, Mac? What was Jack going to do if there was a river at his farm?
Going to catch all the fish.
Catch all the fish. Catch fish. How you talk, said Mac with a big smile. I get up in the morning and catch 20 fish before breakfast. You must be a good fisherman, said Jack. A very good one. How many fish did Mac catch before breakfast?
20.
20 fish. Once again, they were back on the seat of the truck. For a time, the road followed the sleepy little river. Before long, Mac turned the truck into a side road. Keep your eyes open, farmer boy, he called to Jack. Are we there? Are we coming to Hilltop Farm? Cried Jack. Mac smiled a big smile, but he did not say another word. Then all at once the road turned, and all at once it stopped. So the truck stopped too. There in front of Jack was a long white fence. There in the fence was a big white gate. Inside the gate was a lovely green hill. Best of all, there at the gate was Father. Jack could hear the ting-a-ling of a bell as the gate opened. Who was at the gate?
His father.
Okay, Father. So here you are, called Father. I have been looking for you. Move over, Jack, so that I can have a ride up the hill. Maybe Father wanted a ride, but not Jack and not Whiskers. They had had enough of that truck for one day. They wanted to run all over that farm. They wanted to see all there was to see, and all in the next 5 minutes. Who wanted to ride up the hill?
His father.
Father. One big jump, and Whiskers was down from the truck. You could tell by his tail how happy he was. It was going as fast as his legs could go, and that was very, very fast. Again the bell on the gate went ting-a-ling-a-ling. Away went Whiskers up the hill. Jack followed him on the run. We will not see them for a long, long time to come, laughed Father. Then he climbed up into Jack's seat on the truck. Hilltop Farm. It did not take many minutes for Jack to get to the hilltop. There, with trees all around it, was the big white farmhouse. Here we are, Mother, he called, but he did not have time to go into the house. Oh my, no. He ran around the house to the big red barn. What color was the house? It was a white farmhouse. What color was the barn?
Red.
Red. Up the road, through the fields, someone was coming. It was a big farm dog. In front of him walked many brown and white cows. There comes Cap, called Jack to Whiskers. Just see him come. Father talked to me about him. He can go after the cows all by himself, but tomorrow I will be there to help him out. What was the name of the farm dog?
Cap.
Cap. And Cap could go after the cows all by himself. There's a picture of Cap. Is that so? Someone said. Maybe Cap will have something to say about that. A man in blue overalls walked out of the barn door. He looked at Jack with a big smile. Billy, you are Billy, said Jack, walking up to him. Father told me about you. You work for him on Hilltop Farm. So what was this man's name?
Billy.
Billy. I I did until you came," said Billy with another smile. "But why must I work with a farmer boy around? You got here just in time to milk the cows. Now, that was good of you. It really was. Come in. Walk right in." One by one, two by two, the cows walked into the big barn. By this time, Cap, the farm dog, was looking down at Whiskers. You could tell by the look in his eyes that he wanted to say, "Are you a dog? Where in the world did you come from? What are you doing on my farm?" But Whiskers was not afraid. His tail was going again. He walked right up to Cap with a look that said, "Why not be friends? You will like me when you know me. Now really you will." See the two dogs. This being Cap, this one is Cap, and this one is Whiskers. Cap's work for the day was over, so he looked around for a good spot to take a nap. But Whiskers wanted to have fun. Some big brown hens were walking about in the barnyard. Ducks and geese were there too. "Birds," thought Whiskers. "Just see me make them run." Off he started with a bow wow as big as he could give. What was in the barnyard? There were
chickens and gooses.
All right.
Geese,
There were
ducks.
brown hens, ducks and geese. Weren't there? In another minute, all the hens, all the ducks and geese were flying around the barnyard. They were not flying from Whiskers, they were flying at him. What a clucking and quacking there was. Who are they chasing?
Whiskers.
Yes, Whiskers. Poor Whiskers, now his tail was not going, but his legs were. All at once he saw a hole under a fence. He had to go somewhere, so under the fence he went. There in front of him were many little pigs, and there coming right at him was a cross old mother pig. It may be that Whiskers had never jumped a fence before, but he jumped now. What does it mean to be cross?
Mean.
Mean, yes, mean. Over the fence he went. Down he came with a big bump. Out of the barnyard he flew, and out after him went Jack. How long did they stay away? I really do not know, but Mac was up on the seat of the big red truck when they came back to the house. "Goodbye, Mac, goodbye," called Jack again and again. "Goodbye, farmer boy," said Mac. The truck rolled down the hill and out of the big white gate. Whiskers started to run after it. Then, all at once, he stopped. "See, father," laughed Jack. "He knows he is a country dog now, and I am a country boy. I like Hilltop Farm. It is the best farm in the world, and I want to stay here always."